The original Dragon Quest, called Dragon Warrior in the US, was a monumental hit in Japan. It directly influenced popular gaming in the island nation, and its heritage is still felt in video games today. Even The Legend of Zelda was an attempt to make a more puzzle-based Dragon Quest-style adventure game based on exploration and problem-solving rather than stats and strategy. However, even though Dragon Warrior was a lot of Americans' introduction to JRPGs, including mine, it never really took off here until Final Fantasy VII. But now, between the 10-hour demo and the inclusion of the hero in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Square Enix is clearly positioning Dragon Quest XI to be a bigger hit in the West. Dragon Quest characters are famously designed by Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama. This gives the series a style that is both distinct and simplistic, which is a perfect combination for the Switch. Yes, the game is noticeably fuzzier than its PS4 counterpart, but it's not distractingly so. The artwork still shines through. Considering the size and scale of the world you're exploring, it's hard to be disappointed with this game visually. In my time with the game, I noticed that while textures shift in fidelity as you get closer to them, Dragon Quest XI does a solid job of prioritizing resolution on what you most immediately need. Text is always sharp and legible, even sitting on a faraway couch. The handheld experience is equally solid and enjoyable, but the weaknesses of the resolution are more noticeable. Some might find the blurriness in handheld mode to be distracting, but I personally acclimated quickly. Like when docked, the game focuses its horsepower on what's most important. Icons and anything that gives you information necessary to succeed is always clear. I've yet to run into any situation where the fidelity of the Switch version hindered my ability to play to the best of my ability. And as my time with the game continued, I realized I'd fallen in love with the general aesthetics of the world. To remind myself of what the original game looked like on PS4, I watched some extended footage and was shocked at what I discovered. I liked the look of the Switch version more. Obviously, the PS4 version of the game is sharper and cleaner. Every line and detail is pristine, but the more I looked at it, the more odd the high-resolution artwork looked. The characters and world are beautiful, but look at odds with themselves. Everything pops and stands out in a way that lacks a cohesion in comparison to the Switch's visuals. It's like looking at a Photoshop of a lot of really good pictures stitched together. It may look good, but that doesn't mean it looks natural. This is likely only a personal preference, but when I play the Switch, I'm thinking about characters in a world. Everything naturally fits with each other. On PS4, I'm seeing crystal clear character models in crystal clear environments. Do you see the difference? One causes me to think about people and places. The other makes me think about art, assets, and technology. It makes a noticeable difference to me, but your mileage with all that will vary. Dragon Quest XI gives a sense of reverence for the quaintness of the older games in the series. The subtitle, Echoes of an Elusive Age, poetically alludes to this mindset that permeates the experience. Even with the setup that launches the adventure, being an orphaned royal member with a mysterious symbol on your hand that awakens during a rite into adulthood is so quintessential as a prototypical JRPG plotline. It's simple and straightforward, just like this game. But that doesn't mean it's plain or generic. The energy and atmosphere of this game is jovial and pleasing in a way few RPGs are willing to be. It creates a universe that's just fun to be in, with kooky townspeople and quirky monsters you just love running along in the wild. I could never imagine seeing this game in the corner of my eye and confusing it with any other series, and there are few greater compliments I can give an RPG than that. Being able to move around the battle arena is pointless, but it's fun to see and keeps things feeling more natural and fluid than this combat system would otherwise elicit. Likewise, I have trouble imagining that people will play this game in the retro mode over the modern style. Even someone like me, who finds myself preferring older games to the live service era we're currently living through, I have trouble justifying missing out on all this beautiful artwork and cutscenes. For you, the retro mode might be the only way to play. For me, it was more of a fun bonus that I likely won't utilize much. On a side note, this mode kinda relegates itself to useless by forcing you to create a new file if you choose to use it, rather than allowing you to change back and forth at will. Maybe the Halo remaster spoiled me. The Nintendo Switch has proven a perfect place for people interested in JRPGs to finally take a deep dive into the genre. The hybrid nature of the system means that I can have an epic, bombastic, and all-encompassing experience on my TV when the game warrants it. but I can also grind away on minor sections while working around the house when the game gets more tedious. And while I've enjoyed many RPGs on here, from Octopath Traveler to Phantasy Star from Sega ages, this feels like the most quintessential RPG yet released for the system. If you're at all interested in this game, I highly recommend it. Dragon Quest XI is a game relishing its past by utilizing every bit of detail and horsepower afforded by the present. It's a love letter to a bygone era without disregarding the future. If determining the quality of a creative endeavor comes down to intention versus execution, it's hard to expect more out of Dragon Quest XI than we got. It's not quite transcendent, but damn is it good. Thank you for watching. I'd like to take a moment to shout out Veracody, Asti, and Elise Rose. This series is only possible due to their intense support. If you'd like to ensure multi-platform Switch games, big and small, are examined for quality here, check out our Patreon. Every dollar we raise goes directly into funding this ambitious endeavor. Thanks again, and I'll see you for the next dive.